Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. This evening I've made it out again to Godrevy Lighthouse on what is hopefully going to be a really good sunset evening. We've had a lot of bad weather, a lot of showery, cloudy weather the past week, so this Saturday afternoon, evening is hopefully going to work out to be the time that I've left the family back at the cottage and come out to capture this amazing sunset, hopefully. Clouds looking okay on the horizon at the moment. We've about half an hour or so to go, 20 minutes until sunset, so got the first composition. Let's see how many more I can come up with. This evening is actually on its way out. However, it's about well, it won't be fully out, which is when I was here last to do my first shoot here. That was low tide, but low tide this evening won't be until just before midnight, so it's quite an interesting time to actually be here because more of the rocks are going to be revealed as obviously the sun is setting and we go into that blue hour, which hopefully I'll be able to shoot as well. But yeah, working out really quite nice as the sun sort of just gone behind a bit of cloud, but there is some clear sky on the horizon, which is always promising, but never can be taken for granted. So I've got the camera set up on about 30 to 35 mil with the 0.9 soft edge grad on a slant, just to obviously take it back over the sun itself, as obviously it's very bright in the image. 1/5 of a second, ISO 50, and obviously shooting that composition there, working out really quite nice, and getting up this little bit higher, dropping the camera really low, getting some of the lovely foreground grasses in here as well. Unfortunately the thrift is not really in full bloom, it's past its peak unfortunately, but hey ho, it works out to be a really interesting foreground. And with a disappearing foreground into the bottom left hand corner of the image, with the sun over to the left hand side and the lighthouse on the right, hopefully working out really quite well for the first composition. With the conditions as they are, I really don't want to change my actual composition, because where I feel I've got it here is working out really quite nicely for my sunset shoot. I don't want to chance sort of walking along the coastal path a little bit further to find a different composition, take time to set it up, get all my settings, get all the angles for the grad filter in place, etc. I'm here and I really want to sort of just capture this image. So keeping obviously pretty much the same composition that I've had already, and just taking several snaps, just adjusting the shutter speed to work it out to balance that histogram at f11. But yeah, hopefully if we can get some side light onto the actual lighthouse itself as well, yeah, that would be a real killer shot. But at the moment, who knows. This sky is lighting up fantastic. Those clouds are catching a lovely sort of reddy pinky colour, working out really well. And the sun itself now is just behind a very small fluffy cloud on the horizon. So as you can probably hear, I'm bracketing the images even though I've got the ND filter or Grad ND on, because I just wanted that dynamic range as well. Base image about 1/8 of a second or 0.8 of a second. Yeah, working out really quite nice, blending those 5 images together, focusing at f11 on the lighthouse. I'm not too worried about anything in the foreground being too soft, but this is hopefully, if we can get some more reflected light, working out to be really good. And what an evening to actually be out here and shoot in these conditions at this location. And what an even better composition that I can actually sit down while I'm pressing the shutter button. What even more novelties do I want? An absolute amazing location for one, camera working really well, really enjoying using the EOS R, working out really well, really enjoying that setup, and being able to sit down and snap away in a place and doing a hobby that you really enjoy. What more can you really ask for? Absolutely brilliant. 10-minute exposure. Let's try this one out. With the 10-minute exposure still ticking away and the clouds rolling in, working out to hopefully be a really interesting image if I've calculated it right, that is, because I haven't got the time to retake this image, as I'm looking at my watch now and it's just coming up to 9:15, and I think the car park closes at the gate at 9 o'clock. So yeah, let's have a look at that. Yeah, I think that's going to work out really quite well. Quite dark in the foreground, but I think I'm going to be able to rescue that in Lightroom and Photoshop. But the one thing that I really wanted to capture with the long exposure, which it has done, is the streaks of the cloud, and as it's moving across, it's coming towards me with some of that lovely light in the background as well. So will hopefully work out to be really, really good as an image. So with the weather conditions deteriorating slightly, with a rain shower coming in over from St Ives, it's time to head back to the car, and what an epic location to come to shoot again. It's worked out really quite nice coming to this location with the conditions. As I say, I've been down here a week in Cornwall already, but unfortunately the conditions have been very overcast, very wet and drizzly throughout the day, and no let up in it, no break in the actual clouds. Don't mind shooting the rain, but with absolutely flat light, not really that inspiring. So first evening today, made the opportunity to come out, and will hopefully work out to be really, really good for those compositions. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you have, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please make sure to consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. But until next time, when I'm back on my Cornwall adventures, take care.